What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be tackling the interior of this 240SX. Let me show you what I mean. So the interior right now leaves a lot to be desired. It is not the worst that I've ever seen, but could be a lot better. So it's definitely not the worst interior that I've seen, but it does need a little bit of help. So today I have a new carpet to install. I'm going to throw in both bucket seats. Give everything just a good, thorough clean so we have a nice starting base of just fresh, good, no one else's gunk or crap in this car. Then we're also going to be getting the gauges off the pillar. I bought some nice printed pods that go in the cluster area. Be a lot cleaner of a look, so we'll get that done as well. All right, so first things first, let's get the seat, center console, and then all of this junk out. And then we can give this old carpet a quick vacuum. Alright guys, so we have all the junk cleared out of here. I'm going to give this a quick vacuum just so I'm not moving a bunch of broken glass and shit that's all in here. And first we'll get the center console out and we'll get the rear bottom seat out so we can rip this carpet out. And I'll show you guys what we're going to be putting back in it. How many of you guys in the middle of a build start thinking to yourself, wow, why do I do this? It's been kind of me lately, not gonna lie. But I like to think it's all gonna be worth it in the end. Oh, I have no idea where that wire goes. Are you okay. Goodbye, center console. Ah, nice little mousy nest in there. So unfortunately, a part of cleaning this interior is these little guys are gonna get evicted, which I don't think there's anyone living in that currently. That's probably from when the car was sitting outside. But we'll get that pad off. We'll break the vacuum out right now and we'll get a good clean base and start crack-a-lacking on this. Alright, now that we have the carpet vacuumed in, we're not gonna catch any weird diseases that don't have a name. We can get these door sill plates off, rip this carpet out, and see if there's any surprises hiding underneath it. about the plan of attack. I am going to be keeping all of the sound deadening on the floor, just because this car will still see a good amount of street driving, so I don't want to lose all the creature comfort. It's all going to be underneath the carpet anyway, so you're not going to see it. I will be keeping the retractable shoulder belts. I will be getting rid of the lap belts just because I will eventually have a harness in this car. For the track, I'll run the harnesses. Street driving, I'll just run the shoulder belts themselves. We'll see how long this car lasts without having a cage in it. The more I think about it, the more I feel like probably mid-summer to end summer, I will be throwing cage kits in it anyways, so really only be a temporary thing, because once the cage goes in, all the stock seat belts are going to come out anyway. So let's get the new carpet down and we can start throwing that in. All right guys, so this is the carpet that we are going to be installing into the car. It is a Auto Custom Carpets Incorporated carpet. You can grab this off of Rock Auto for, I got mine for $120 shipped to my door. It is not the highest of highest quality carpets, but for a drift car like this, it'll work perfectly fine. I did go with the color black, so it will be darker than the OEM carpet. I kind of like that. I like black carpets. Kind of hides a lot of the gunk that you get on it just from your shoes and shit. So let's go ahead and get this fully installed. Now, since this is a cheaper carpet, I did just learn that it is not actually cut out for anything. So we're gonna have to do all the trimming ourselves and all our cutouts for our access points, which is not ideal, but won't be the worst thing in the world. So this is what we got so far on this side, guys. Kind of have it just pressed into shape, rough trimmed along the floor, everything roughly cut out. Now time to go do exactly what I did on this side to that side. So now we have the passenger side carpet kind of just roughly cut out and mocked up. At this point, I am going to throw the back seat in because that will kind of set our depth for this back section. I'm gonna get the center console back in, and then I'm gonna try to cut these and get this side panel secured with the door sill plate. After that, we can start throwing these seats in. All right guys, so as you saw there, we got the center console fully installed. Now that that's fully in, the back seats are in, I did go ahead and I trimmed up these sides and got these plates back in. So the carpet sits decently in here. I think after it gets in a little bit of a couple heat cycles in the sun, sits outside, it'll kind of loosen up and form a little bit better. Now we have to cut out all the little tiny holes for the seat brackets. Then we can get the seats fully installed. All right, so we have both seats in now. This is what we're working with here. So we have both our buddy clubs in. I do gotta clean them up a little bit. I still need to vacuum them in. They're all fresh looking. Got the wheel back in, center console, shift boot, all that. Still need to give everything a general wipe down to make it a little more fresh, but now the carpet and seats are in. Gonna move on to installing my link can gauge. So I bought these cool pod things that fit where these vents are on the cluster. So we're gonna put one of the gauges here. I think I might move the wideband gauge to the other one and then just get rid of the boost gauge in general, since that will be on the can gauge. So we'll go ahead and get started with that. So you have a screw here and another screw on the bottom. You take that off and this whole vent piece will come apart. Once you have the vents out, like so, you'll grab your little pod here and you'll put this bottom section in first. And it'll kind of just, you'll hear a little click into place like that. And I'll grab the gauge and I can show you guys what it looks like with a gauge installed. So that's what it looks like with a gauge fully installed. It's super clean. You don't have anything on your dash blocking your view. It'll be right next to the steering wheel, right in your line of eyesight. So we'll get the other one popped in here and we'll get the other gauge off the pillar taken off and swapped over. Alright guys, so I got the whole cluster back in. Just reverse of removal. This is what we ended up with here. We have the one gauge there. I'm going to buy another probably simple gauge to put there. I originally was going to move this wideband gauge, but the person that installed these gauges cut a big hole in the actual pillar cover underneath this, and I don't really feel like trying to find one, so we'll rock those there and we'll get one more gauge. Something simple like voltage, or this is what we got so far with the interior. It's a lot better than what it was before. I did throw a cheap little dash mat on top just because this is a heads-up display car and I will be keeping my eye out to find a crack-free HUD dash, because I don't really like the flocking, but it's kind of hard to find a clean HUD dash. But I'll keep my eyes out for it. When I find one, I'll snag it up and get that into the car. And this is the passenger side completed. I'm debating also flocking the center console just to match the dash for the time being. Don't mind this all being out. I'll give you guys a little sneak peek here of next week's video. Kind of got a head start on it. We're doing our battery relocation here. So I have a cool little plate seal battery hold down. I'm gonna either bolt or weld in to our main fuse. That's gonna run up through here, through that grommet, up around through here, through the pillar or quarter, down around through the floor, up to the firewall. And then in here right now, we have a hole drilled down there for it. I'm waiting on a bigger socket to be able to fit a grommet for the bolt hole to go through. We're gonna run that to a little distribution post right here to connect power to the fuse box, alternator, and starter. And I also got this. This is my Future Fab manifold. I just got it back from ceramic coating. Gonna get that fully installed, maybe in next video, along with the wastegate lines. But we'll have to see. I think next video, I'll probably concentrate mostly on the battery relocation and a few other smaller bits. If you did enjoy the video, please don't hesitate to subscribe, like, and comment down below, and I'll see you guys next time.